Hello, folks. Welcome to the show. Some of you are probably here for the first time. And if you are, then welcome. I suspect you may have heard the news. MSNBC have decided, or I should say MSNBC and I have decided to part ways based upon their firing me from their network. And therefore, I decided not to go there anymore. I've got, we're gonna talk a lot more about it. Eric Wemple at the Washington Post has written a piece that at least covers some of the TikTok, as it were. I mean, look, I have said on this program for a couple of days I wasn't sure of what my situation was at MSNBC. I have voicemails that we'll play maybe later that might be fun. But the long and short of it is that Mike Cernovich?
Mike Cernovich. Okay,
Mike, however you pronounce that. I guess there's a theta at the end. He willfully misinterpreted a tweet that I did. Obviously, you can see the only people who seem to agree with his interpretation are David Duke. That's not a coincidence, of course. Mike Cernovich is very white supremacy friendly. He certainly has articulated that in tweets. He is, look, and by his own reckoning, he is a very famous, well-known person. He's very famous and well-known. He's tweeted that out. I think we can all acknowledge that.
Super well-known.
He's known for Pizzagate. But some people, like, for instance, Michael didn't even know that he had been charged with rape and then apparently pled it down to a battery misdemeanor.
I plead the fifth.
Yeah, Michael didn't know that.
I didn't even know that.
Some people, like, Jamie was like, oh, Mike's, who's this guy? And she didn't know about all of his minimizing of rape on Twitter or saying that, like, cultural diversity equals white genocide. Or people don't know this about him.
Yeah, Brendan and I were just reading the Guerrilla Mindset, man.
Right. I mean, people didn't know that the guy's a professional pickup artist or that he makes his money. He made all his money from alimony he got from his wife,
from his
first
much more
wife.
Successful first wife.
Yeah.
And that was the part of him that I did admire.
That was the only part,
that
really,
was the
frankly,
only reason I thought there was worth looking at his work.
It.
I thought that was the point of the Guerrilla Mindset, was you get to sit on your ass and take your first wife's money.
Absolutely.
To create a sexist website.
Absolutely. So there's a lot of things that people don't know about Mike Cernovich. And one of the things that Mike Cernovich has done for me is, in addition to obviously helping us fundraise quite a bit, it's one of those things where you're like a victim of your own success. Because before I was a paid contributor on MSNBC, I was a little bit more fun. And I would get a little more aggressive with things. And so Mike Cernovich, and we'll talk more about this later, but at least part of what we have raised so far on the GoFundMe, it was set up pretty quick as a Cernovich Defense Fund. Obviously, the best way to support the show is to become a member at jointhemajority.report.com because we want you to hear things. But one of the things that I'm going to do to repay Mike Cernovich as a thank you note is that we're going to take some of those funds. We're going to commission a documentary from Matthew Film Guy, and it's going to get a lot of attention. I promise you, Mike. As you said on Twitter, you're already a very famous, well-known public figure. And he is. He's a famous, well-known public figure, like you say. Me, not so much. You, yes. That, I think, is absolutely clear. And you've stated that multiple times. But the public doesn't know everything about you. And that's the thing. The public loves to know about people. And so what we're going to do is make sure that the next time you try and smear somebody else, the public already knows all this about you as the source. So then you're going to have to find one of your minions to do this work for you in the future. But that's going to be problematic because then maybe someday you won't be as well known. And that's important for a guy who I think feels bad about not being able to sort of pay his own way through places.
Feels bad on the inside.
I think
And can I just also add on a much more petty level, the floodgates are back, are thrown away. Sam has asked me many times in the nature of charity and his own position at MSNBC to not constantly do this impression. And now it's going to happen endlessly.
We were a superpower. We are now a hyper-powered.
So and it goes for that scumbag too.
Yeah. Hi, folks. Sam Seder here. We still need your help on our Patreon page. YouTube ads have come back, but not nearly as much as we had before. So if you can help us out, any little bit helps. Head over to our Patreon page right at this URL, and you'll help us keep helping you by making videos